Thank you for joining us today. My name is Gabriel Williams, and I am the CEO of Spectrum Research Group and your host. Spectrum Research Group is the maker of Neural Balance with Anandinol. You can learn more about Anandinol by going to our website and clicking on the How It Works tab. Anandinol is our patented ingredient that was created by a doctor and a pharmacist to help their own children. You can learn more about it there. Of course, you can check us out on Facebook like everybody else is. We also have a great support group. And the thing that I love about our Neural Balance support group on Facebook is it's not just a commercial. It's not just talking about the product. We ask parents to help each other out and give each other ideas on a wide variety of things. So it's not all about Neural Balance. It's really for parents to get in there and help each other, give each other advice, let others know what's working and what's not working for them, so that we can all help each other. And of course, if you're not watching us right now on YouTube, you can also watch on YouTube. Check out our YouTube channel. We have some testimonials and old shows and stuff like that on there. So today's guest is experiencing they are experiencing a little bit of technical difficulties. That's why we started late and had to unfortunately cancel yesterday, but it's going to be a great show. We're hoping that she's been able to overcome her difficulties. We could hear her okay, but her video was a little choppy. But today we are joined by Brittny Schwartz and John Gibson, and they're from thischickisraw.com. There's a link in the description of the video that'll send you right there if you want to learn more about it. And today we are going to talk about fermented foods, kombucha, some of the benefits, what sets This Chick is Raw apart from other fermented food companies, and that type of thing. And also, as I mentioned in the title, we are also going to learn a little secret about mass market kombucha. A lot of the kombucha that you're buying out there and using is not quite what you think it is. And we're going to talk a little bit about that. And also, something that I learned in the process of learning more about Brittny and her fermented foods and her company was that there are clinical benefits for coconut kefir and autism. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. So without further ado, I will bring Brittny and John on, and I'm pretty sure we'll be able to hear them, but we might have a little bit of jerky video to deal with, but that's okay. How are you guys doing today?
We're doing wonderful. It's a great day, and I love what we're doing. We have so many great products that help. Raw, organic, vegan. The stuff is absolutely incredible.
Now, you have a pretty interesting story, Brittny. When I read about how you got into fermented foods, I was actually pretty impressed with the situation. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, so this was a lifelong journey. I started about 15 years old after I read the Natural Cures They Don't Want You to Know About by Kevin Trudeau. I became really impressed with what he had to say about acai and mango. My mom, at the same time, was not hooked, but she was prescribed morphine and other pills that the doctor said she would never get off of. And she wanted to live a more natural life. So together we said, let's get a holistic doctor. Let's find someone who will help us live a more natural life with herbs, guide us in the right direction. So we scheduled a consultation with a holistic doctor, and I was amazed by what she had to say about natural medicine. And I actually ended up living with her for 3 months and bartering her supplements with her daughter, and we became close friends. And I just studied at her everything that she was doing, all the supplements, the herbs, and I was in high school at the time when I was doing this. So I was also riddled with candida at this time. I had IBS and other issues, hormonal illnesses, cystic acne. And I worried about my mom because I wanted her to get off these medications that she was taking every day. They weren't helping. They were just getting her more and more addicted to them. So we followed her program, and as I graduated high school, I wanted to become a doctor at the time, doctor of osteopathic medicine. I was in the program. My candida was getting worse, and my medical doctors, who are also my professors, were telling me this is, I don't know, they said something about my back was I needed corticosteroids to get this autoimmune disorder off of my back. They claimed that it was an immune disease, not candida. They didn't look at it like that. But I noticed as I was doing fermented foods with the herbs that I had learned on my holistic doctor, I combined my microbiology classes of bacteria that I learned and the herbs, the Western and Eastern, combined them, and I noticed, wow, after I did this in my dorm, 6 hours later, all this stuff was coming out of me. It looked like a monster was coming out of me. It was like white brie cheese. And my acne on my face, every time I drank this, I would get a burn sensation in my lower abdomen, and it was like killing something. So I noticed, I looked in the mirror, pimples were starting to appear at the same time I'm drinking this. And then the next thing you know, I get my period a few weeks later. I get my period again the following. My acne starts, the fungus on my back starts going away. And then I start looking at my kombucha under a microscope in my microbiology class, and I see blue circles swimming around under the 4X electron microscope. I see these bigger and smaller circles. And my teachers thought it was candida, but it was actually Dr. Malardi. And she was a professor at Harvard, so she didn't know even the strains of beneficial yeast. So that's kind of shocking. But these drinks healed me in a matter of 9 to 12 months. I started selling them at the farmer's market, and everyone started telling me their testimonials over a few weeks that they were drinking it.
Well, and that's the thing. I mean, candida is behind so many issues. I don't know if you've ever heard Doug Kaufman, but he blames almost everything on fungus. And I think people don't realize when your digestive system is out of track, or you have your system, you have fungus, it's a problem. I mean, it creates a myriad of problems and aggravates some other conditions as well. So it's neat when I love that your company came about because of your personal need. Same thing with us, as I mentioned in the opening. I love it when I see a company that's providing help to other people because of the benefit that they received from something at some point. So I love that. So, John, tell
Thank
us
you.
how you got involved in This Chick is Raw.
John, how you got involved in our company as well.
Oh, that's right. Sorry, I forgot the headphone switch.
Oh, it's a pleasure to be here. Involved with food and science at a young age. I was blessed to have two really wonderful parents. They pushed both the natural and the physical world. And how I really first started was when I was a kid. It was basically growing up. There was a whole stream of, you could say, health misinformation. I like to use as an example. Early 80s, they told us not to eat eggs. Then they said, oh no, eat egg whites. And then it became, well, just have a little bit. So I started doing a lot of research on my own. In college, I studied chemistry, natural medicine. And then I started to realize that a lot of this has to do, like Brittny says, with our, and the gut is the foundation for not only stem cell development, white cell blood, it's also where our factor, you could say, our probiotics. And like one of the things that's great about the kombucha, because it has the acetobacter and the gluconobacter and the zilnium. And those are really the three bases of the scobies. And they include the medusosomiaces, as Brittny was touching on, the MOS, the monosaccharides, the FOS, fructosaccharides. These are really important in the development of the strains. And it's very important to have a variety of strains, but also to have specific strains for certain material. Such as some of the probiotics specialize in digesting cellulose, which can be a real problem. Others go for vegetable matter, have the ones that digest starches. And what a lot of people don't realize, there's complex starches such as raffinose, stachyose, you don't really hear about. And these really contribute to the histamines and exosomes that end up polluting the cell. So one of the things about treating the gut, you're actually treating the whole body. Like a big thing right now is N-acetylcysteine. Well, you know, one of the things about it is it's naturally occurring. It occurs as sulfur-based product, sulfidine. And what it does is it combines with the other acids, the humic acid, hyaluronic acids, and that creates the glutathione reductase. So you can get all of these things that people are trying to use as supplements. You can get this naturally from the kombucha. And this is a really big thing because of current events. You know, this heals the liver, glutathione and NAC, cysteine being a thiol, very therapeutic, antioxidant. And so that's one of the things how I got into this. I also do the transmutated medicine.
Actually, I caught Corona, in July.
Yeah.
And one of the first things that I started taking to combat that, to help my body fight it, was NAC. So that was, among other things, and I also did, what my doctor told me to do. It was a whole plan of attack, but I'm familiar with NAC. I imagine a lot of our viewers are as well. One thing that you mentioned, I don't think people really think about this with kombucha. The different types of kombucha do different things. And that was something that I wanted to speak with y'all about today specifically, was coconut kefir. A lot of my audience have children on the spectrum, or there's anxiety or ADHD, ADD, autism, that type of thing. And as I mentioned in the opening, one of the things I learned was that coconut kefir is shown to help with the symptoms of autism. And I don't know if you can speak to that, or Brittny would be the one to speak to that, or both of you, but I did want to touch on that a little bit, because you started talking about how some things are specific for certain uses. And really, I hadn't thought about that before when it came to fermented foods. And I don't think a lot of people don't think of fermented foods as the health benefit. It's usually the taste, or it's probably limited a lot of times to kombucha, but they don't think about other fermented foods being beneficial as well. So how does the coconut kefir differ or deal specifically with some of the symptoms associated with autism? How's that beneficial?
Well, that's a great point you just brought up. One of the things that's really important that a lot of people hear about is the MCTs, the chain triglycerides. This is very important with both Parkinson's and all of the brain damage. The other part of it, which Brittny really specializes, is the fermented kefir. When you break down the cell wall, a lot of the viewers may be familiar with chlorella. It's the atom smash process. You have to break all of some of these really great things, the spirulina included, and then the body absorbs the product better. With the coconut, very important, there's a chemical called monolaurin. This destroys fibrin. Now, fibrin is very deleterious to the body. It exists capillaries, it exists along neurosacs. It's basically a colony of microscopic organisms and cytokines and all sorts of debris that have made a home. Very dangerous, limits circulation, also parasitic or protozoa infection. The fermented coconut breaks down the walls of the monolaurin and it makes it absorb. Monolaurin is one of the most important products that you could ever put in your body. It's antibacterial, antifungal, and it breaks down all sorts of clots which are associated with the CV and other things. This is very important also with the spirulina, other products. Brittny specializes in that. We use incredible natural spirulina. It's grown in the local area here in Florida. It's not powdered. That's also very important. But getting back to the fermented foods of the monolaurin, the coconut fermented with the kefir, you know, it's incredible. Also, you only need a small dosage a day, so it goes a long way. But I'll let Brittny wrap up on the stuff because she's the brewmaster.
All right. Well, thank you.
Fermented products and how it helps with the coconut with the grain.
So the coconut kefir is, when it's fermented, the monolaurin becomes more bioavailable than raw coconut oil. It's up to 400 times more monolaurin. It also has bacteria range of probiotics in it, spore-based probiotics. So once you're drinking the kombucha, it creates a pH level in the gut that only good bacteria can survive. People can take probiotic capsules to till they're blue in the face, but it's not going to create that environment in their gut first so that all of these beneficial bacteria and beneficial yeast can survive. They will not reach the benefits of what these probiotics have to offer, what they do for the human. They act as a natural antibiotic by producing acids that kill off pathogens. They're like at war with each other. And then they bring in more probiotics from the kefir, bacterial-based probiotics that just live and create enzymes and acids, healing acids in your gut. So you're creating an environment all throughout your body by drinking the kombucha tea, and then you are able to absorb foods better. So when you eat breakfast, an omelet, an organic with Ezekiel bread and some other superfoods, you can absorb all of these nutrients in your food better by creating the environment first.
And then specifically in relation to autism, how does what makes the coconut kefir more beneficial for autism in particular? Um, I mean, and actually everything that you mentioned is helpful because a lot of my viewers have seen the relation between the gut health and the brain health. That's obviously something that more people understand. So just the digestive benefits alone of fermented foods and kombucha, that in itself is helpful. But you know, I know specifically there's been research on autism with the coconut kefir. Tell us a little bit about that.
So our gut is our second brain, and it what produces serotonin and dopamine in our brain. It creates that happy feeling. Kefir in Turkish means feeling. It means feel good. That's what kefir means. So they named that for a reason, feel good. The monolaurin interacts with the brain as a nutrient, and it balances the imbalanced chemicals of the brain. So all of these MCCs and the good fats in the coconut help to nourish the brain, balance the brain chemical system. So that's why it's so important. All of these other things they're giving kids in the hospitals, they're throwing the chemical balance off of the brain. And that's what's creating problems with mood, hyperactivity, ADHD. So when you take the coconut kefir, it helps to nourish the brain, give it, we let food be thy medicine. It gives the food that it needs to feel good, to be more in balance. And same with the gut. When you put probiotics in the gut work that are more with the kombucha and the kefir, the sauerkraut juice, it helps to nourish the brain because our gut is our second brain.
Right. Well, and you know, that's as we always talk about a complete approach. Like with our product, we specifically, it's designed to help with nerve cell communication and to balance the endocannabinoid system to prevent that overstimulation of the endocannabinoid system, but we want to do it without sedation. So, what I like about that approach is you're still focusing with the coconut kefir on brain and nerve health. So it's communicating properly. It's, and that's just part of it, especially when the gut is out of whack. It affects everything. So I, I love that your products help with the gut. I love that specific though brain function of the coconut kefir. Now one thing I did notice, and I just don't want anybody to have any sticker shock, right? So if they go to the mass market grocery store and they buy kombucha, it's going to be priced a lot less than what your kombucha is, but they're getting a completely different thing. The kombucha at the grocery store is great if you want to mix it with rum and to avoid, sugary mixers. But other than that, you're not getting the full health benefit that good, real kombucha can give. And as I mentioned, there's a little secret about kombucha that people don't know. The mass market kombucha. Tell us a little bit. Tell us what might surprise some people about the fizz or whatever in the kombucha that they buy in the grocery store.
Yes, that's a great point. I have so many customers that walk into my store. The first thing they say when they come back is, why is your product not carbonated like the stuff in Whole Foods? Well, because we do not use something called nitric oxide flush. Nitric oxide flush is a 3-in-1 benefit for the manufacturer to produce these things. The first thing is it prevents explosions, liability. Second is it fermentation, but then that also is a pasteurization. So it suffocates the bacteria in its natural environment, and it virtually under a petri dish, under an electron microscope, you will see a clear petri dish with absolutely no probiotics under the microscope. So you're drinking a glorified soda. There is no probiotics in these drinks. You get gas, same thing like when you buy a sparkling water. It's basically as good as water. So that's basically what nitric oxide is.
So just because it's fizzy at the store doesn't mean that you're getting any additional benefits. And I imagine one of the reasons they do that is the fermentation does cause some carbonation. So they're trying to maybe artificially also show that it's strong or something like that. But I know
That's a good point.
the first
Yes.
time I tried your kombucha, I was warned, right? Don't because kombucha is something I would drink, like a cup or two of easy. And like I mentioned, some flavors, certain flavors I use as mixer on the weekends. A little vodka, some sweet and kombucha. It's good, right? But I wouldn't do that with yours because it would be an insult to how strong
Right.
and beneficial yours is. But I noticed the first time I tried yours, I was worn 2 ounces at a time for the first few
Yeah.
days at least. And I noticed some differences, some improvements and things in my gut health just doing the 2 ounces a day. I think I did in the morning and in the evening. I would just do 2 ounces. It tastes really good. You can definitely tell a difference between the mass market stuff,
Oh, yeah.
not just in the taste and the quality, but the experience. It was really good.
Yeah, it's made with a purpose. And you were right. I just wanted one more thing that you said. It is to flavor the drink, and it's to skip the fermentation process of it's called double fermenting. So what we do is we do a double ferment where we add the herbs and then the fruit and so it puts even more probiotics in the drink during the double fermentation. But they skip that step and they use a beer gun to guess the bottle. We don't do let it naturally get fizzy. Some do, some don't as much. It just depends on the personality of that bottle because it is a raw living drink. So we allow the probiotics to do the work. Some will get more activated in the bottle than others. That doesn't ruin the quality of each bottle. They all work the same way when it hits the hydrocarbon in the gut. It's just some may be dormant and releasing in the bottle, and some may be more activated in the bottle, but they all work the same once it touches the HCl in the gut.
Mm. I like that. You said the personality of the bottle, and that really goes along with, I think people need this is a food, it's not a supplement, but it does a lot of very beneficial things that you would normally attribute to supplements, right? Somebody might take an
Exactly.
encapsulated enzyme or probiotic, but this is a way that you can do it more naturally and in some cases a little more gently unless you overdo it. But so
Mhm.
because of your experience, your personal experience getting into this, your love for it, you did, what makes sense is you made your living out of it by starting a business so that you could help other people. And so there's a link in the description of the video to your website. This Chick is Raw. Tell us a little bit about what we
Yep.
might find there, the different type of products that you offer besides just kombucha and coconut kefir.
Yes. So I have amazing products that work synergistically. Once you start to repair the gut, which is with the coconut kefir, the kombucha, and the cultured vegetables, we have put different herbal formulas from Paradise Herbs, John's amazing products. He's a chemist, so he makes monoatomic silver, copper, gold, and Hunza water. So all of it works synergistically to help build red and white blood cells, new healthy cells. The copper acts as like stem cell therapy, GHK peptides, and so it helps life to cause cell death of toxic cells and regenerate new healthy cells. But that's once you clean out the gut, it works better, and these products work so good together. You
Trying
absorb
to
it better.
pull your website up here so we can let people see just a little bit. Because I was actually surprised when I got on there at all the different things that you do offer. Because I think a lot of people, when they hear about, um, fermented foods, they think about kimchi and kombucha. And that's,
Mhm.
we don't realize there's sauerkraut and coconut kefir and so many other things that
Mhm.
are available. And now like I said, the price wise, it's not your mass market kombucha, but it's worth it and it lasts longer because you're using less of it and it's doing its job better. And then you even have product for pets as well. So,
Oh
like I
yeah.
said, link in the description and lots of really good stuff there. Good information too. That was another thing I really liked is your blog. We try to do that as well, is put a lot of good information out for people so that they can learn more about, what's helpful, what's not, and find some resource to doing that as well.
Wonderful.
So, well, despite our technical difficulties and the funny video, at least we were still able to keep up with each other as far as the audio goes and get the information across for
Thank
everybody.
you.
We do appreciate you being on today. If you are looking to try some fermented foods yourself, if you're watching, there's a link in the description of the video. You can head over to thischickisraw.com and learn more about um, what products are there, what helpful products, great tasting, strong, potent, natural stuff. And I know the things that I've tried, I really like. Phil is going crazy for it. He's traveling from health food store to health food store, telling people about it. And everywhere he goes, it's very well received. People
Yes.
love your products. So
Thank you so
I'm
much.
so
I'm so
excited that
honored and blessed to share this information with you. And I love the product that I'm selling. The Neural Balance is awesome too. Taking it, I have
that's
my
right.
whole
You're
family on
you
it.
You have that on the
Yeah,
website now too. That's right. Or
yeah.
you should be getting it within a couple days. So
Yeah. I just brought my bottle home yesterday, and I had my mom take it. I had my stepdad. I'm taking it, and we're all in a great mood. So we're all getting
okay, good deal.
along.
Good
Yes.
deal. Well,
Thank
all
you.
right. Well, again, thank you so much for being here. I will say goodbye today and then I'll wrap the show. So, Brittany, John, thanks for being here. Have a good one.
Thank you. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
Bye bye. All right. So, like I said, there's a link in the description of the video if you want to check out thischickisraw.com and see what great deals they have going on right now, what great products, what new stuff, resources, some educational stuff on there. I know I love the products. I've tried quite a few of them. Haven't tried the coconut kefir yet, but have had a couple different flavors of the kombucha. Really good stuff. So they ship quickly. It's some of it that is necessary that needs to be kept cold is the other stuff is everything is shipped securely, quickly, and it comes nice. So they get really good feedback, good reviews, and like I said, our one of our guys who does demos at health food stores for our product, Neural Balance, is also doing that right now for Brittany for this the all of her products. And every store he goes to, people absolutely love her products. So you won't be disappointed. And like I mentioned at the beginning of the show, we are, let me see, popping over here. This is the Spectrum Report, and we are brought to you by from Spectrum Research Group, the makers of Neural Balance with Anandinol. And if you want to see how Anandinol works, head on over to our website and click on the How It Works tab. And of course, as I mentioned before, you can find us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. And we just want to thank our special guest today, Brittny Schwartz from This Chick is Raw. Good stuff. Coconut kefir for autism. Great studies behind that, by the way. So check it out. Thank you for watching this episode of the Spectrum Report. If you haven't already subscribed, do so and hit that bell so you will be reminded of future shows. Thanks for watching.
We swear by Neural Balance. Chrissy's been on it a little over 2 years and it's changed our lives. Can you wave? Say thank you very much. Thank you. Yeah. You need a review at any time, just let me know. This is amazing, and anybody that hasn't tried it or has second thoughts about trying it, just one tub, one bottle of the pills, try it out. See how it does, and I promise you're not going to go back to anything else.